How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my top 3 players in every single position on FIFA 20. You guys ask me all the time, what do you think of this card? What do you think of that card? Who's a good player for this budget? And so on. So I'm going to go through and give you my kind of top 3 players based on each position with a wide variety in terms of budget. So we're going to start with lower end players, middle range, and then, looking at your more expensive players. And that's what we're going to be doing for you today. If you do enjoy the video, please let me know by dropping a like. You can subscribe to the channel. We do upload every single day at 8 AM and 5 PM. Make sure you're not missing out on the Road to Glory videos that are uploaded at 8 AM in the morning, because you guys have been absolutely loving it. So thank you for your support on that. Let me know how you got on in Weekend League as well. Now, as you can probably imagine, the first one we're going to be looking at is 90 rated ter Stegen. We're going to start with goalkeeper. We're going to go through defence, midfield and attack. Ter Stegen is an absolute machine. He has been one of my favourite cards on FIFA this year. I mean, in terms of how much he's going for nowadays, he's a 30,000 coin goalkeeper. Like, he's absolutely phenomenal. Probably not even that much. This, to me, with Longley, the La Liga defense that you predominantly, the majority will be rocking this year, he's the go-to, okay? I've tried Alisson, I've tried De Gea, I've tried, all the other kind of goalkeepers, Lloris, Neuer, and ter Stegen has always stood out for me. Oblak is still up there as well, but a bit harder to link, obviously because of the nationality. That's why I go for ter Stegen. Absolute machine of a goalkeeper. He's the cheapest one that makes me go, yeah, you're going to get him in the squad. If you don't have him in your squad, something is going wrong. So definitely pick him up. Now, bit more on the expensive side, we're going to take a look at a different goalkeeper here. We're going to be looking at Edwin Van Der Sar, which is a goalkeeper that I used from Icon Tops, and it was the 89 rated one which I used. And how was he? To me, he's not as good as ter Stegen, but he's certainly up there. He does very, very well. What I like is the comes for crosses. You guys know I like the sweeper keeper, comes for crosses. And Van Der Sar, to me, is going to be one of the goalkeepers that you can put in with the icon links that can do a fantastic job for you. If you've still got this one from Icon Swaps, you can still use him, all right? He's really not that, he's not terrible. He's a good enough goalkeeper for me. And out of everyone else that I've used, it was ter Stegen and then it was Van Der Sar, which kind of caught my eye. On Xbox at the minute, you're looking at just under 300k for him, so not a massive amount. Now, who would be my go-to goalkeeper? If I had all the coins in the world, who would I want to go? I actually imagine that this card's not even that much. I suppose it's similar to I've got his red pick. I'm guessing it's similar price to Van Der Sar, actually. Goalkeepers never tend to be that much. So let's have a look. Should we shop myself and see what he's sitting at? He is, where's the 95 rated? Come on, show me. Show me the 95. Show me the 95. I'm going to have to do it the other way, isn't I? Yeah, let's quickly search for him this way. See, this is why I'm not a market man, I'm not a market man because of this. If I make that 100k, and then we should be able to see the 95 rated ter Stegen. There he is. 250k. He's cheaper than Van Der Sar. He's an absolute machine. If you've got 170k, if you've got coins lying around, yeah, definitely. If you've got coins lying around, this would be the go-to one, even over Van Der Sar. He's actually cheaper than him. That's amazing. That is absolutely phenomenal. But those are my top 3 goalkeepers. Ter Stegen, normal 90 rated. Then if you've got coins to burn, so you got the 160k, 170k to put on a goalkeeper, then you can do that. Moving on to our fullbacks. We're going to go with right backs and left backs today. I'm going to give you all options. Who's going to be my first one? I used him in the Road to Glory this weekend. You guys saw him. Phenomenal card, and it's going to be the Nelson Semedo. The normal, just 82 rated, sorry. He does really well. You can pick him up for a couple of K. Medium high. Why do I like him? He's quick. He can defend. You took a shadow on him. He just does everything okay. And I still think even at this stage of the game, this 82 rated card is still good enough, right? He's not going to set the world on fire. The fullbacks, right? A lot of you ask, who should I get at fullback? The fullbacks are the position you want to spend the least amount of coins in, all right? Because defending, as in terms of heading, the back stick isn't massive this year. So all they need to be is quick and the ability to get forward and get back. They need to have decent stamina, and that's kind of good enough for me. And Nelson Semedo does that job fantastic. That is the cheap as chips version. Who would I go for over other options? Now, you have also, I'm going to mention this, you have got his headliner card, which I have used as well, and it's been unbelievable. He's a little bit more expensive, but he definitely does make you think that he's worth going for. Again, if you've got the coins lying around and you really don't need to spend anywhere else, you know, you've got a God squad everywhere, get this headliner card. But if you haven't, and you know you've got other coins that you can upgrade, then definitely don't get him. But if you've got coins to burn, then look at it. It's a phenomenal card. 95 pace, 80 passing, 81 physical, 84 defending. Just unbelievable. Really good. Now, who could you get as another option? In terms of BPL, you can use like Cancelo, the FUT birthday card's very good as well. Bundesliga, Da Costa FUT birthday is not that bad. I used Hatibor from the Serie A, who was a decent little card. But who would be my other one, which I actually think's a really decent card overall. He's well-rounded. He does everything to a very good level. It's going to be the team of the season, Carvajal. He's not that expensive. I think you're looking at about 300k. 300k for this card. Yeah, 300k. Not a massive amount at all. Why do I like him? Now, he is high, so he's going to get up and down. He's got 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, 99 stamina, good acceleration, good pace. Defending is an absolute beast. He's got good composure. He's got good reactions. He's got everything that you kind of need, in my opinion, for a right back, and he's got the ability to go forward as well. He's a little bit on the smaller side at 5'8", so you don't, you know, people go, oh, can the fullbacks play at centre back? This isn't a card I'd put at centre back just because of the lack of height, but other than that, he will do a really good job for you. So you let me know if this is a card that you have picked up at any point. And yeah, as I said, he does well for me. Really enjoy him. I've used him quite a lot of times in draft actually, and he does a good job. And those are going to be my top 3 fullbacks on the right back side. Let's move over to the opposite side. Who would I have at left back? Who have I got down? Now, we're keeping it La Liga. We're keeping it nice and simple. If you've got the what do you call it, the Footmas card of this, then you're laughing because it's still usable. Shapeshifter Mendy at CDM, no, he has to go into left back. That's where he belongs. If you want cheap as chips and you've just started an account, this card still does very well. He's got anchor on him. The reason why I like him is because of the skill moves and the weak foot. He does everything for us, okay? Decent stamina. You know, he's not going to set the ball on fire in terms of defense because he's got the pace and because he's got decent physical as well. I always do put an anchor on this card just to give him that bit of boost on the physical and the defense, but you could put a shadow on him to just increase that pace and that defending if you wanted to. Unbelievable left back. I wish he had a team of the season of some sort. That was a real letdown for me. I was really looking forward to hopefully getting, you know, a version of that, but obviously we knew it was probably not going to be likely, just because obviously the season that we had. Who have I got of my other options? We have got, still on the cheaper side actually, this card's not that expensive, but the reason why he's not that expensive is because he's hard to link, okay? He is Spanish, but he just playing the Liga NOS, and it's going to be Grimaldo. He's got 2-star weak foot, 3-star skill move. So the weak foot is a massive letdown on this card. Other than that, all round, I think he's phenomenal. Across the board, good stance tackle, good slide tackle. Again, good stamina. That's the key thing that I'm looking for here in these fullbacks, is having the best stamina that we possibly can. The ability to go forward and the ability to defend. A little bit low on the strength side of things. You know, he's not the most strongest player in the world, but in terms of budget wise on this card, you're looking at what? Well, I think when he came out, he was about 40-50k, so he might have gone up a little bit now. Obviously, he's not available in packs, but still not a massively expensive card. If you've got Ramos and any other Spanish players to link into this one, I think he'll do really well for you. Really like him indeed. Next up, who have I got? This one's going to be a bit more on the expensive side of things, but one of my favourite cards in FIFA. Now, I do have the Alexandro Player Moments card. Do I think he's better than Alex Telus? Absolutely not. I think this Alex Telus is going to be unbelievable. Again, a little bit more expensive. You're looking at a good few 300k here for the Alex Telus. But overall, this card, I don't think you can find me a better left back. Weak foot is the one and only downside. High, 99 stamina, got the ability to get forward, great pace. Strength again a little bit on the low side, but good jumping, good agility, decent balance, and just overall phenomenal. Like, I know I keep saying it, but he is, over the last few years, this Alex Telus has been one of my favourite fullbacks on FIFA. He does everything that I ever need him to, and I can never say I've been disappointed with him. So if I was going to have them, my typical sort of back line, to me, we'll go into it into a minute, I'd have Alex Telus, and then I'd have like Militao, and then on the right-hand side, I'd have like Semedo, and I'd have like a Ramos or something. That's kind of how I'd have my back line, along with, you know, if you can get them in, obviously the Ter Stegen as well. Now, moving on to the centre-backs. Cheaper budget, we're going to start off with Ramos, the normal card, and we're also going to be taking a look at Longley. Those are my two options, as in cheap as chips. They will do the job really well for you. I used Longley this weekend on the Road to Glory, and obviously you guys know he still does well enough for us. He's not going to set the world on fire, but them two, as a partnership, are cheap as anything. Good. Reason why I don't go for Varane, for the simple fact that his agility and balance lets me down. I've got him as a red pick on my main account, and it just doesn't quite cut it. I will give an honourable mention to this guy, okay? He has been unbelievable as an 81 rated, but at this stage of the game, this card just is not good enough anymore. So I wouldn't have them. I'd go for a shadow across all of them in terms of that. So that's my cheapest chips kind of centre-backs. Who would I go for as my other ones? If you want someone a little bit more expensive, also, if you can do the 90 rated Militao for cheap, because obviously he's an SBC, that's fine. You can replace him with Ramos or Longley, your choice. That could be something to walk to. I'm going to go across to a icon now, and we're going to look at the 89 rated Laurent Blanc. Laurent Blanc is one of my favourite icons on this game because he can just play absolutely everywhere and anywhere. This card is coming in at 300k on Xbox. I think it's like 400k to 450 on PS. If you need a centre-back icon, this is probably going to be one of your best options, okay? Unbelievable card, does everything as best as he possibly can for me. I've always been happy with him. He's good on the ball. He's got good enough pace. He's strong. He's got the stamina. He's got brilliant tackling. He just does everything well, all right? That's kind of what he does for me. He does everything very, very well. Definitely recommend him. If you haven't used him yet, go and get him in. I know some people aren't a massive fan, but for me, he really does perform. Now, who is the best centre-back on the game? You know who, really, don't you? Let's be honest. I think you know who. I mean, I don't really think I need to explain it. Obviously, this card. Virgil van Dijk. Not much to say other than you're not getting past him. If you could just have like two Virgil van Dijks at the back, him and Ramos, oh, you might like Varane, but as I said, I don't like Varane because of the agility and the balance. But this card, unbelievable. 84 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, 99 stand tackle, 93 slide tackle. Jumping 99, strength 99, you're just not getting past him. He is a little bit, you know, more on the budget side of things, but if you're willing to spend the coins, again, you don't need to go and get this card if you need to upgrade elsewhere. This should be like the card that you get when you've just got money to burn and you've got nowhere else to upgrade. Unbelievable. In terms of next to his team of the year, physical one off, one less pace, he's near enough the same really. There's not massive amounts of difference in them, is there? So your call on which one you want to go for, but definitely worth getting some of those centre backs. They are very good. Moving on to our centre mids, which how do I separate where I spend the coins? You need a good striker, you need a good centre mid, and you need a good centre back. Then the rest of them is where you fill. Spend your most amount of coins on those three players through the spine, and then build around the rest of them. That's kind of how I do this. So cheapest chips again. I like the cheapest chips, don't I? Question is, how do you have your chip butty? What sort of chips do you like on a chip butty? N'Golo Kante, 89 rated. This card's cheap nowadays. He was obviously good few 100k throughout the whole of FIFA. Nowadays, you're picking him up for 50k, I think. Yeah, 46k. So he's really cheap. He still runs around like a dog, really. Like a dog at a park. He's just going to run. And he's just not going to give up. It's still good. Took a shadow on him just to give him that extra pace and the extra bit in defence. And he will do a job defensively. Now, obviously, what do you want from centre mid? Say if you're running a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, you need one that's stay back, Kante, and you need another one that's good on the ball that can get forward. Who would I look for here? I've given you a couple of little options in terms of budget. Now, De Jong, for me, is one of my favourite centre mids this year. You've obviously got multiple versions of this De Jong. You can go for the team of the season, the team of the year. You've got his one to watch and his inform versions as well. I used the 84, 85 one this weekend. Still did well, but you would be looking at least getting... I mean, the team of the season's like 900k, so he's not a massive amount. The reason why he's so good, he can defend, he's good on the ball, he can do everything. If you've got the 90 rated Vidal, it's a similar card. You probably wouldn't need to pick up this De Jong because I don't want them two together. You've got to have one that's defensive, one that's fairly good going forward as well. You want the absolute most as your budget. You've got all the coins. What do you want to go for? Obviously, it's going to be a version of Ruud Gullit. This guy's the best centre mid on the game. He offers you absolutely everything. Do I think your average FIFA player should buy him? No, I don't think he's worth the coins. I think at the top level, for the top guys, yes, he is. But if you're a Gold 2 player, Gold 1, this guy's not just going to... He's going to offer the help, but he ain't going to transition. The money that he costs as a card for centre mid, you might as well distribute that coins across the board, really. Just to give you a couple little options as well. By the way, all of these cards that I am using, they are cards that I have used and I'm recommending all ones that I know that are good. There are going to be other cards in here that you can go, you haven't mentioned this one. If I haven't used them enough, I won't recommend them specifically. Moving on to the other ones in the centre mid. Some more defensive ones now for you as well. You have also got the FUT Birthday Sissoko. I used him on the main account over the last few weekends. He still does a very good job, and he's not very expensive nowadays. You are going to get flooded with the gold Sissoko, because I used a gold Sissoko on the main account. And surprisingly enough, he did okay as well. So, I mean, this card nowadays is pretty cheap. You're looking at $350 on Xbox. Even cheaper than that, 300. So not very expensive. He is like a cheap version of Viera. Going on to Viera, do I think he's worth it this year? I don't know. I genuinely think he isn't the card which he used to be. If you're going to get Viera, he's actually better off played at centre-back this year, in my honest opinion. And then who would I go for as well as an option? If you want cheap icon links, don't be put off by this petite card. Out and out defensive card. He does really, really well. He's cheap on that front. I think he's about 300, 400k. Yeah, 300k on Xbox, so 400k on PS, I imagine. And he is a very good alternative for an out and out defensive centre midfielder. If you need that, you know, sit in front of the defence, but you need the icon link, he can do that job really, really well for you. Again, you wouldn't play Kante and Sissoko together. You wouldn't play Petit and Sissoko together. You'd get Petit and you'd get De Jong. You get Sissoko and you get Hullet. Screen Firmino is another really, really good suggestion, actually. I'll make sure I mention that one. I love Screen Firmino. Shapeshifter and Marcelo is good as well, getting as a box-to-box. Those are the sort of ones that you want. Now, moving on to, I've categorised these a bit differently. Left mid and right mid. So let's talk about the cheapest one out there. Sadio Mane, just a normal 88 rated that he had, obviously, from his base card this year. 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, high, medium, 5'9". This card will struggle at this stage of the game, but I still think it's one of the better options for you. He does things decent, you know. He's quick, and this is what you want. What do you want from your left mid and your right mid? They need to be able to run, and that is pretty much it. Now, alternatives, you might go, well, I've got the player moment Sané. Mane for me would be better. The 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. The weak foot is king. You guys know I talk about weak foot on a regular basis. If you've got a 3-star weak foot player and you play against a top level player, they just show you onto the weak foot all the time and you almost have them non-existent. Wingers, if you've got a 3-star weak foot and you're saying, okay, well, I've got a 3-star weak foot, how quickly do I need to change them? Wingers can get away with it to a degree because they don't get into shooting opportunities that much. But if they're through the middle, definitely get rid of them ASAP. But yeah, definitely need that 4-star skill moves where you can. And the Mane does the job fairly well. Now, moving on to my other options, who have we got? Now, I've used his gold card all year. And you've also got you've got his Champions League card, which is an absolute beast. Ousmane Dembele. He's not that expensive at the minute. I think he's about 300, 400k if I remember correctly. This card, pace, skill moves, weak foot. He's got everything that you need. Look at that, 300k for that card. Unbelievable, really, really fun. Yes, stamina is a letdown. You need to have someone on the bench to be able to come on for him around the 70th minute, but he does the job fantastic. That 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, high, medium. From these wingers, you are going to want them to have high attacking work rates, medium work rate, defensive. We don't want them, you know, high or medium high or anything like that. High medium tends to be the king for me. Obviously, if you have them on comeback on defense, the better the stamina, the better they will do. Dembele doesn't do that job very, very well. Now, who are my other little options? I'm just going to run through these ones for you. You've got Saint-Maximin. Again, Saint-Maximin I've got in the main side. He is expensive for a 88 rated, you know, FUT birthday card, but people really, really enjoy him. He's what, 900k at the minute on Xbox. I think on PlayStation he's about 1.4 if I remember correctly. So he is a little bit on the expensive side, but I've used him for a very, very long time. 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. Agility at 99, shot power is 99 as well, which is just phenomenal. Obviously, when you put anything on him with it increases, that is at 97 as a base card. Really, really fun card. I do recommend him. Yes, he is a little bit expensive on the budget, but still a very good card. And if you've got the coins there for him, go for him. I just thought I'd give some honourable mentions to Gareth Bale, the FUT birthday card. I haven't used this one myself. He is medium, 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, obviously with the FUT birthday. I'm not a massive fan of this card as much as the other ones because of the height. He's 6'1". I prefer my wingers to be absolutely rapid, smaller and agile. And you've also got another honourable mention, Di Maria. A lot of you guys ask me, Di Maria or Messi? It's Di Maria for me. Di Maria wins at this stage of the game. He's got 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. He's high medium. He's 5'11". He's got good pace. He's got the outside of the foot shot as well, which you cannot moan with. Stamina again a little bit on the low side at 82, but not too bad. He should be able to make it through the 90 minutes with not a problem. Phenomenal card actually. I think it's a very well-rounded card. Good agility, good balance on that front as well. This, to me, beats Messi. Now, moving on to a bit of a different side of things. We're going to take a look now at our central players. I'm going to start with the centre attacking mids, and then we're going to have a look at the strikers and tell you who I think are the best centre attacking mids and the best strikers. Let's start with them. Cheap as you can possibly get at this stage of the game. How is this card? Lucas Moura for you, all right? You can go for the 85, you can go for the 87, or you can go for the 83. All depends on your budget. I recommend each and every single one. I have used every single one at some point of this year, and I've not been disappointed with any. I used this one this weekend on the road to glory. 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, 5'9", small, agile, can run, can do everything that I need to do from him. Composure's at 82, finishing is at 82. You can't get any better for a cheap card, in my opinion. That does it really, really well. I'd recommend him. Now, if you wanted to go a little bit more up the budget, who do you want to go with? You can go for someone like Team of the Season Mahrez. You can go for Shapeshifter Mahrez. Any of those versions will do really, really well. This is the Shapeshifter card. You can put him in at central. He's high-low, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, 87 stamina, good agility, good balance, good vision, good composure, decent finishing for a centre attacking mid. Does the job really, really well. Got the finesse shot trait, which is obviously very helpful. Flair, people ask me all the time, what is flair? Flair is just so like, if you try and play a pass and it's a little bit behind you, they might back heel it, they might do a scorpion kick. It's what you do when you hold the L2 button on the console when you shoot to be able to do a back heel, a scorpion, and so on. And then obviously he has also got his Team of the Season, medium is probably the only downside to these sort of cards in my opinion, because he's kind of half in, half out with a lot of things, but still one of my favourite cards this year. How does he compare to someone like Neymar? Now, Neymar is, especially with how cheap he is here, this gold card is still the best centre attacking mid central player you can have this year. You can't beat Neymar in the middle. 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. He's agile, high, medium. He does everything that you need it to do. Stamina, again, a little bit low. Some people say, I don't like Neymar. Why don't I like him and you love him, Analyst? You can't let Neymar get shoulder to shoulder with anyone. You release the ball before then. You use a skill move to get past them. He isn't good in a shoulder to shoulder foot race, all right? He has to be in and around the pocket, similar to Messi. Can Messi play centre attacking mid this year? Yes, he can. He's a fantastic card, but Neymar beats him because that 5-star skill moves and the 5-star weak foot as well. So that's kind of why I'd look at Neymar over Messi. And I mean, in terms of this card, he obviously gets a strong link to the Mbappe as well, and he is dirt cheap. The gold card is unbelievably cheap on Xbox and on PS. I think on Xbox nowadays, he's looking like, I think he's about 200k. Let me just try and find you one. I have used the headliner card as well, and that's been really good. I mean, the blue card there is 250, so yeah, I can't see any gold ones. He is unbelievably cheap, okay? Unbelievably cheap. Is that because I was searching for special? Just searching for a special, like at the chippy. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Let me show you. Let me show you. There you are. 240k. Unbelievably cheap. Get him in your squad. Instant. So that's who I'd go for them as my, centre attacking mids players. You need that weak foot. That is king. You need a 5-star weak foot here where you can. Obviously, for someone like Lucas Moura, you're not going to get that as much, but that's kind of where we're at and where we need them. That's obviously the downside to Mahrez as well. Now, moving on to our best strikers that you can get. If you need cheap as anything, your Son's going to do the job. 83 Ben Yedder's not good enough anymore. 85 Ben Yedder, 87 can still do a very good job. I like Son just because pace he's got to a degree. He's got the 5-star weak foot. He's got the 4-star skill moves. The only downside to him is that he's high and he's a little bit tall, so he can feel a little bit clunky. Engine can be good on Son, just to increase his agility and his balance, because his balance is 76. So I'd recommend that as an option. But he has got the finesse shot trait as well, which comes in clutch at times. The reason why you want these 5-star weak foot up front and in the centre is because they can turn either way. It's so hard to defend. You've got the choice here, Ben Yedder or Son. Whichever versions you can afford, you can kind of go for. Looking at a little bit more, I'm going to give you some best options in terms of links and stuff. So the first one we're going to look at is going to be Butera. You guys ask me about him all the time. The guy is, again, 5-star weak foot. The downside to this card is that he's 3-star skill moves, a medium low, and 5'6". So he's a little bit on the lower side. But if you're after an icon striker, someone like Butera or 87 Del Piero can give you that ability to do that. He's got brilliant finishing and good composure as well. The guy is very, very good in front of goal. I personally wouldn't use him because of the weak foot, all right? Because of the skill moves, sorry. I have to have skill moves. So talking about skill moves, what would be my other option? The most expensive side of things would be Kylian Mbappe. You would want to be getting the 94 rated foot birthday. You guys ask me all the time, foot birthday Mbappe or team of the year Mbappe? Team of the year Mbappe if you play him out wide. Right attacking mid, left attacking mid. Foot birthday Mbappe if you play him up front. 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. This card, or R9 is another question I get. R9 has the R9 effect. Icons, they can shoot from outside. I would prefer the Mbappe though, especially with just how good he can be. I think he's phenomenal. 94 stamina on this card as well. Good shot power, good composure. Unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. Outside of the foot trait, finesse shot as well. Fantastic, fantastic card. Now that is obviously on the on the very big side of things. Who could you get as another option? You can look at someone like Richarlison from the Prem if you wanted to be able to get his team of the season or his foot birthday. Your choice. You can get them. I think he's good. It's a similar pattern for you guys, all right? For the simple fact, that he's got a 5-star weak foot. I know I keep going on about it, but I'm trying to drill it in. He's got the 4-star skill moves. He's 5'11". He can hold up the ball a little bit more. He has got 88 strength, so he's got that ability to do that. So he's a little bit of a different play style compared to someone like Mbappe. He may feel a little bit more clunky because of that extra height and the 90 agility and the 83 balance. Good stamina though, finishing and composure 92, 97, attacking positioning, which is very crucial as well at 97, 99 shot power, long shots on the low side, so he doesn't have the ability to hit the ball outside the box. But other than that, phenomenal striker. And if you need that BPL link, this is going to be your best option as a striker. I'm going to give you one other little alternative. If you wanted to go for someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, you can do. He is phenomenal. You'd have to get the team of the year or the team of the season at this stage of the game, though. That's just kind of how it goes. But I'm going to give you an option that's very good but cheap, okay? This card or the Future Stars card. The Future Stars card is going to cost you around 600k. This card's going to be a little bit different. So if you can hear the helicopter going over, you're going to be looking at about 1.2 mil for this 96 Martinez. I've used a lot of his cards this year, and I must say I've not been disappointed with a single one. I can't even find one of his team of the seasons now. The reason why I like him in a way is because I use him as like a full-on hold-up card. He's got good pace, but look at that physical. No one's bullying him off the ball. You know, if you come up against Van Dijk all the time, this card will do really, really well at playing against him. So maybe look at that as an option for you. Cristiano Ronaldo is still very, very viable. And then you're looking at people like R9 as your other options if you've got, money coming out of your arse. Anything. 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot on that one, which can be a little bit of a letdown. But if you want a cheap alternative, this card's about 600k. That card's still very, very good as well and very usable. And then you've got people like Future Stars João Felix that can work. I don't like Suarez because of the 3-star weak foot. Is it weak foot or skill moves? 3-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot I think he's got, which I feel like is a bit of a letdown on that side as well. I may have missed a couple of cards, but those are the ones that kind of sprung to my mind there. You let me know if there's any ones that you guys have favourites for. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. A bit of a longer one today, but I just thought I'd reel off my top kind of cards across each position for you. If you have enjoyed, please let me know by dropping a like. You can subscribe to the channel, and we do upload, as I said, twice a day. Twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst if you are looking at getting any of your sneak gear. Use creator code FIFA Analyst at the checkout. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye.